Hi guys, welcome back to Healthy with Nicole. In today's video, I wanted to share with you some information you might need to know if you are looking to lose weight and have ulcerative colitis. So I know that a lot of people need to lose weight. We've got a very obese population, and even just overweight people. 70% or so of our population is overweight. So it's not surprising that a lot of people are asking about how to go about weight loss if they have ulcerative colitis. And there is something I think that you should know about this, because the typical standard advice of eat less and move more could be actually very detrimental to people with thyroid problems already, or people that have gut health issues. So let me explain why this is. So first of all, when we typically, lose weight, that's what everybody does, is they want to, slash their caloric intake. While for some people that might work if they are eating really excessively, that might be a good thing. But for a lot of people, they become kind of excessive with it. And what I mean is, let's say, for example, you've got a 30 or 40-year-old woman who's got 20 or 30 pounds to lose and decides she's going to start working out every day, doing a lot of cardio, and then cutting calories to 1,200 calories a day. Okay, so that's pretty common. And the reason why that can be a problem is twofold. So first, let me start with the eating less. So first of all, when you cut your calories too low, it definitely slows down your thyroid. And a slow thyroid can exacerbate gut problems and can even cause them. So the reason why that happens is when you restrict calories too severely for too long, it actually increases your stress hormone, cortisol, but it also increases reverse T3. That is the thyroid hormone that blocks T3, the active hormone, in your thyroid. So you make T4 from your thyroid, but your body mostly uses T3. And in your gut, you have to make that conversion, actually in the liver, from T4 to T3. And so this is already problematic for a lot of people. And so if you add in gut issues and inflammation in the gut, it makes it even harder. So we don't need any less T3. Most people are already, hypothyroidism is super common and it can be from a number of reasons, but cutting calories too low or excessive dieting or yo-yo dieting can contribute to that. Now, the reason why that can be a problem for gut health is because when your thyroid is low functioning, we tend to have more inflammation. We tend to have, more estrogens in our body that are inflammatory. We tend to have really slow digestion and chronic constipation. So the longer that you have food in the digestive tract and that transit time is really slow, it can actually breed more bacteria, and that is not a good thing. That can increase the risk for SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And it can also, that itself can lead to more severe problems like ulcerative colitis and other inflammatory bowel diseases. So this is not a good recipe for weight loss. To a degree, we need to manage calories, and that can be done with your diet. And I'm going to talk about exercise in a second, but we don't want to compromise the thyroid at all, because that is directly linked to your gut health. And I talked about that in another video that I will link. But in regards to losing weight, eating the right amount of calories for your body, yes, good, but excessive dieting, yo-yo dieting, restricting calories way too low, that can be a problem for those reasons I just explained. Now let's switch over to the flip side, which is overexercising. So a lot of people are exercising, getting out every day, doing strength training, maybe a little bike riding, a little walking, jogging, that's all fine. But when we get into excessive cardio, meaning an hour or more a day, every single day of the week, that can be a problem. Not for everybody, but it can be a problem because it's going to raise your stress hormone, cortisol. And I will say that in some studies, they show that the stress hormones do come back down after exercise, but still we have to be just aware of what's happening with those hormones, because they do increase inflammation in the gut. And the second part of that is, again, the same thing. Excessive cardio is more stress on the body and can increase reverse T3, and that's going to block your body's ability to convert that T4 to T3, the free T3 that you need for good digestion and energy and all of the important things of your metabolism. And believe me, your metabolism is directly linked to your gut health. That is not separatable. So you have to have all those things working right. And this recipe is, eating less and exercise more often leads to digestive problems and yo-yo dieting because it affects the thyroid. So I know many of you are hearing this going, oh yeah, I did a lot of dieting through, my younger years, or some of people have been, bodybuilders and they went through really extreme dieting and now are having thyroid problems. So those are all putting you at risk of having more gut health issues. So how do we overcome this? How do we lose weight if we need to? Because there is benefits. If we lose weight, we reduce inflammation and risk for all kinds of other diseases. So for people with gut damage, and not just ulcerative colitis, but any gut damage, moving more is good, but not to the point of excessive cardio. So, I always tell people a 30-minute or more walk a day is great. I walk about 2 hours a day divided. Strength training, a couple days a week is great. Keeping your muscle strong and building muscle, always helpful for weight loss because it increases your basal metabolic rate. Your non-exercise activity, so just moving around, not sitting, that is going to help your metabolism and overall weight loss. And eating the right kind of foods. If you're eating a lot of carbohydrates, your body really has a hard time using those up. So if you can exercise enough to use your carbohydrates, great. If not, you probably store them as fat. So I'm always an advocate for low glycemic and low carbohydrate diets to some degree. For some people, they go extreme into keto and carnivore. There's some benefits there for your gut, which I've talked about in many other videos, but also just cutting back some of those hard to digest foods, things that spike your insulin too high. That is really where our weight loss lies, is in the hormones. So not necessarily calories, but the hormones. So if your insulin is constantly spiking really high due to a lot of processed foods and high starchy foods, and you're not moving around to use that glucose, so your glucose is staying high for too long, you may be at risk of gaining weight and then obesity and all the things that come with that. So I've said a lot about this, but I guess my point is that there are more ways to lose weight than just exercising more and eating less. But the goal is to not stress out your body. You're under enough stress right now trying to heal. So don't make it harder on yourself. Just eat well, move, get outside, do all the things that are good for your body to heal anyway, and the weight loss should follow. I hope you like that video. If that helps, please give me a thumbs up and share it with someone else that needs to hear this message as well. And I'll see you in the next video.